Well, first of all, I just want to thank the crowd for coming out, particularly the students, for coming and just helping us, because it's so much better when we have a full house and have some support, especially when they go on runs and we just need that little extra boost. So I just want to thank them and want to encourage them to keep coming back. I'm so proud of our girls. I think that's probably the most complete game we've played this year, just from start to finish, following our game plan, keeping our composure, and just continuing to do the easy things that we talked about doing in our practices. So I thought Vivian played with a lot of poise today and some great patience. With the ball in her hands, and I thought that she really stayed locked in defensively and made it difficult for their shooters. I thought Bryn did a fantastic job of getting us started, of being confident in her shot and knocking down some big ones and playing with emotion. We need that, and we need that passion and some swag, and we saw that in her today. And so I was just really, really pleased. Obviously, Hattie Faye had an exceptional job, had an exceptional game. She really battled and followed our game plan with Lee. Lee is a tall order, right? It's a tall order to defend her, and I just thought Hattie did a fantastic job on her the whole night long.
Coach, what is it with you guys against top 25 teams?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, for one thing, we've played a lot of them this year, right? And I think playing those early ones and playing with people, even though we didn't get the W's, playing with them helped our confidence. I don't think there's anybody on our schedule that we can't beat. I just think it's a matter of us getting in the way of ourselves. And our kids are finally starting to put that together. But as with the Texas win, we got to follow it up. We've got to go on the road now and really continue to focus, have great effort, take care of the basketball, follow game plans, and continue to build this momentum, because the momentum is special. I mean, it's really, really special, and I want this team to feel that.
You mentioned the effort from Hattie Faye today, 5 steals down low. Taylor Thomas, too, with 3 blocks. How impressed were you with those two in the defensive effort down low?
Well, I thought they followed our plan to a T. And, when you're guarding a kid that's so dominant on the inside, it's really a 3-pronged defensive effort. I mean, you've got to have great pressure on the ball. You've got to have a denial on the post and not let it have a direct entry. And then you've got to have some backside help. And I just thought that all 3 levels were really executed well today, and it started with Taylor guarding their point guard, and she did such a good job of just making that pass difficult. And that's our 4-player playing the point or guarding the point guard. And then of course Hattie just really making it difficult. She played big. She played in front of her. She kept her feet moving, and she battled, and she was really physical. And I'm just really proud of them.
And then, Vivian, can you feel when you get into kind of an offensive rhythm like that? And what kind of goes through your mind when you start hitting shots like those?
Honestly, I think that's when nothing goes through my mind, which is when I play best, which is what Coach tells me to do all the time. And I do struggle with that because I get in my head a lot. But I think once I get into the rhythm and hit the first couple shots, then it just follows from there.
Really, whoever wants to answer, just how frustrating were the past 2 games? And on the opposite side, how satisfying was it to get a convincing win like this after the past 2 games?
Bryn, we'll start with you.
Sorry. The last 2 games were just really frustrating because we got beat on our own controllables. Like, we didn't take care of business, and we know we can, and that's what was most frustrating about those 2 games. And so coming to this game and taking care of those things that we know we can control, it puts a lot of confidence in our team.
I really don't have anything to add to that.
Well, I would just say that, that's one of the things that you have to really try to teach to a group of young ladies who it's all new to. I mean, this is a first year that, 9 of them have played in a Texas Tech uniform. And it's hard to build that chemistry. It's hard for everyone to really understand the grind of the Big 12. The Big 12 right now is crazy, right? It's completely flipped upside down. It's a wide open race, in my opinion. And so you've got to step on the court every day and be ready for a battle. I mean, it's a war. And I thought that we learned some really valuable lessons in the last week. And I hate that they were at the expense of a loss. But at the same time, if that doesn't happen in those 2 games, we probably don't beat this team today. So I thought our kids are learning and growing and continuing to put together some nice performances that hopefully will continue to add to their confidence on down the line in each game that we play from this point forward.
Yeah, Bryn, you knocked down some huge shots there at the end, that swag that your mom was talking about. What was kind of going through your mind during those few shots?
I feel like I'm a different person when I play basketball because that's not me. I don't really know what I was doing, if we're being honest. Like, I just saw Tatum screaming at me, and I was like, okay, and just kept going. I just think we don't have to talk about it. My teammates have been pouring confidence into me all season, and so finally getting to see the ball go through the basket more than once in a game was really nice. And then we needed that win, so all the emotions were just kind of coming out all at once.
Coach, you mentioned having to respond after success after that Texas game. How do you guys keep the momentum rolling into your next game?
Well, reminders, right? Friendly reminders in practice tomorrow, just about the focus that we have to have, the energy that we have to have, a lot of game film, and just one game at a time. It's got to be one game at a time, but it starts in practice and with our mental focus and our preparation. So, it's just something that I think our leaders will start sharing with the rest of the team as well. And I think they'll lead by example, and that will certainly help us. We've got some great leaders on this team.
Coach, this was one of the games where you guys had the least amount of turnovers in a while. So what did you guys do differently in practice to kind of eliminate those turnovers?
Yeah, well, we, yesterday we actually put some basketballs on a rack and said, this is how many you get of turnovers. And when they're gone, then we'll run for each one of them or whatever. And they left in a hurry. The balls were gone in a hurry. And I was like, seriously? And we added them back up. And so I think it was a very good visual for them to realize that it's easy in practice to even start an offense. If you're working on your half-court offense, to start it and you make a bad pass and it goes, and turns it over and go, okay, wait, let me try again, and you just restart it. Well, no, that's a turnover. That's a real live turnover, and we don't get a let me do it again. So I think that was huge for them to realize that every single possession is huge. And I would even say I can think of 3 off the top of my head. Each one of these had one, and then another one did, that were completely just unfortunate. We didn't have to have it. They did not have to occur. So if we can just continue to eliminate those, great things are going to happen for us.
And with that being said, with Vivian and Bryn, you guys are the leaders of the team. This is the constant theme of you guys trying to find the offensive chemistry, offensively and defensively. With you guys as leaders and seeing the potential this team has, what does that mean to you?
It's really exciting. Beating top 25 teams it's really, really fun. And seeing our potential out there, again, it just shows us that we belong and we can be at the top of the Big 12. And it just gives us some more confidence for the rest of the season.
Yeah, me and Vivian have been playing together for a while, so having to play with a whole new team this year has been hard, trying to find the chemistry so fast, but we all get along so well, and it's just been fun off the court, and I think that's showing on the court as well.
Coach Ayokalee is one of the better players in this entire conference. What was it like kind of stopping her offensively today?
Yeah, you put a lot of focus on her. And I think that Coach Mitty does such a good job of recruiting to his system and putting shooters around her. They're big guards, so they can throw that skip pass. So in the past, last year, we had to pick our poison on what we were going to give up. And this year, I thought we had the horses to defend them a little bit better, and I thought we did. But I do think that you just can't let her catch it in the paint. She has such a high percentage shot, and she just really has improved so much over the past 3 or 4 years. And you can't let her catch it. And I just thought that our kids did a great job of understanding that and executing it.
And then Lexi was out there with a boot during the Matador song and everything. Any update on her
You
condition?
know, we're still unsure, but lots of prayers going up.
Steven, go ahead.
Coach, what has kept Bree out the past 2 games, and do you have a timeline for when she's going to be back?
Yeah, she's got an illness. I mean, she's sick right now and just under the weather, and so we're. I don't know for sure. It'll be pretty much day to day, but yeah, we're nursing that back. Hopefully, we need her back.
Ariel?
You kind of touched on it earlier, and this is a question for anybody who wants to answer, but to have the backing of the crowd tonight and the really support of Red Raider Nation, what does that mean to you guys?
A lot.
Yeah,
It
you
means
guys
a
speak to
lot.
that,
We love to have the students there, and I think it was part of like something for the Texas men's game,
Yeah.
but they came.
Yeah.
So who cares? It was fun. We love to have them there, and hopefully they come back.
I thought the girls did a good job of hooking them. Like, I hope they did. And I don't mean to use the word hook 'em, sorry. But I do think that they, you know, if you come and you cheer for a team that dominated from the top, you know, from the front, and really gave such great effort, I hope they saw that it was fun and that they'll come back and continue to help us because, you know, we can fill this place up. I mean, that's something I think that our students, Red Raider Nation, obviously Lady Raider Nation, but I think that's something that our students need to understand. How cool would it be to have the student section like it is for the men's on men's and women's games every single night? Like every single night. Like, why not? Like, let's come in here and watch some great basketball, right? And rally around and show Lubbock and actually show the world. Lubbock knows, but show the world what the Red Raiders are all about. And that's about just supporting school spirit and just loving, you know, one another and loving the red and black. And I just appreciate them so much. And I hope that they'll get on board and continue to come out because it could be a lot of fun.
Coach, you guys hold them to 2 points.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bryn.
Okay.
Okay. I'm good.
Coach, you held them to 2 points in the fourth quarter. They make a run to cut it to 10 heading into the fourth. How important was the defensive effort, and what kind of went into that, holding them just to the 2 points?
Yeah, I thought it was huge. And to be quite honest, I didn't really notice that we held them to 2 until the last, until I saw the box score. But when they cut it to 10 in the third, we really talked in the timeout just about, you know, putting the nail in the coffin and learning how to finish games because we did not shoot the ball from the free throw line well. And that's something that we have to do, particularly when you have a big lead. We turned the ball over a couple of times. We lost shooters a couple of times in the third quarter. And K-State is very capable of putting together big runs. When you can shoot the ball like that, and you can really put together some huge scoring runs. So I thought our kids really locked down, particularly Hattie. I know that Vivian and Taylor both had some big blocks as well, and they controlled it and executed on the other end.
Coach, y'all also out-rebounded them 44-36. It looks like even with the size disadvantage, how big was that in the result?
Yeah, I thought it was huge, and we talked about that, and we talked about how we could out-rebound them, and I thought our kids did a good job at executing that and continuing to just block out and own the glass. That's going to be critical moving forward, that we continue to out-rebound people and taking care of the basketball. Those are the 2 things.
Coach, ladies, thank you guys very much.
All
Congratulations.
right, thank you guys.